All right, this is how to do the subway in King Ravine on your way to Mount Adams, which I think is the most confusing trail in the White Mountains. So you're gonna start by heading down to that cave. Once you've come down to the cave, you're gonna head up through here and exit the cave. You are now out of the cave. You'll follow that orange blaze. This small one right here, there's one right there as well, one on that rock. And you will head up this way. There's a blaze right there you're going to. Once you've reached this blaze, this is the part that messed me up. Entering the subway for real is following this blaze, which you can't see unless you go over the rock, and then following this trail right here. So it opens up a little bit right here, and you can walk up this. And this is how you get through probably the most confusing part. All right, through that short section, you've reached this blaze. You're going up this rock, and then coming across, and your next blaze is up there. So you keep going this way and head up this rock, following this blaze, and there's more trail right here. So you follow this. Now you come along here and you see this cave, but you do not enter this cave. There's a blaze right there. You go up following that blaze. Once you're up this rock, you're heading through here. Your next blaze is hidden on that rock right there. You're heading down this. Once you're down the rock, you are now on some better marked stuff. You'll see an arrow coming out this way. There's an arrow up there. You're going through this cave. Now that you're through the cave, you're following the blazes still. So there's another one right here. You're going to follow it this way. And there is some trail over here, kind of. And then once you get here, you're heading into that. All right, so this cave is definitely an awkward squeeze, but once you get around it, you're almost done. Now that we're through this, we're continuing through the cave and kind of exiting the cave this way. You can see our next blaze is up there. All right, we're at the blaze, and there's another one on this rock. So we're gonna go up this guy and go on to this dirt for a second. As we head up this way. Once you have come up this rock, you've got your next cave right here. There's a blaze, bit of a tight squeeze. There's a nice arrow telling you where to go. So we're through that now. There's another arrow here. There's really nowhere else to go. You're heading straight through this, heading around that way. All right, we are in this cave now. It's very dark, but the light's shining on this cairn that leads you off in this direction. So you're gonna go through this. Now we're almost out of the cave. There's just a bunch of paint on this rock here, leading you this way. Another arrow. And once you get through that, you're on this trail section, and you have linked back up with the King Ravine Trail. So I made this video because I just spent an hour trying to figure out where to go through here. It's only 220 yards, so if you know where to go, it's fun, decently quick, but very tough. If you don't know where to go, it's really, really bad. So feel free to screenshot, screen record, whatever you need to do to get the information onto your phone, and so you know where to go. Especially that first few sections, getting out there and into the caves to start is very, very difficult. So good luck, have fun.